Hey everyone, it's time for another track guide. Today we're at Imola in the new 2020 Mercedes GT3. This track's quite a bit different from the others in ACC. This one's all about using as much curb as you can in every corner to make as much time as possible. Front engine cars like curbs a lot better than mid to rear engine cars do, so keep that in mind when attacking this track. Looking for an off-road on the right here into the first turn. You want to brake just after that, and you want to be hard onto the brakes entering the first corner. Now looking onto the left here, there's curbing. You can use all of this. I didn't have too many issues with track limit warnings. But on the right here, you want to use a lot of curb, but not too much. Don't go too far over the yellow stuff, or you'll bounce up and lose the ideal line. This corner you can also use a lot of curb. Don't go all the way to the grass, or that might invalidate your lap. Don't touch the sand at any point during the lap. It's equivalent to touching the brake pedal. You'll lose some time. Even just the tiniest touch of the sand is bad. Anyway, looking to the 50 meter board here, you want to sort of brake alongside that. May vary a little bit depending on how you enter the corner. For me, I get a little bit of a slide going over this curb, and as soon as I straighten up, I'm hard on the brakes again. And when we come up to this right turn, there's two ways you can take it. Either you fully commit and go right over the curb, or you avoid that yellow sausage curb in the middle and go a bit wider. If you hit the middle, it'll bounce you up and you'll go wide. Looking for the 50 meter board again, you want to brake just after that. You can see on track there's a little rubbered line where it gets darker. You want to brake on that as hard as you can. And then we're trailing the brake into this corner. You want to have a late apex and be patient with the throttle. I was a little early here. I went a bit wide and got onto this dirt. If you get onto the dirt, it'll hook you out there until you get to the end of the curb. I probably lost a tiny bit of time there. Now coming up to the next turn, again we're looking for the 50 meter board as a reference, and we're going to brake just after that. Don't brake fully, but you can brake fairly hard, and we want to trail just a tiny bit into this corner and coast, and patient on the throttle once again. You don't want to go any wider than I do right here. If you go any wider than that, you have an invalid lap. This corner, this is where things get funky, because there's no real strong reference, but in the middle of the track here, between the left and the right side of the track, you want to hit the brakes straight, braking in a straight line, coast as you turn, then once you're straight again, back on the brakes hard, slowing the car down. Don't go too much over that left curb. Here, we don't want to go too much over those yellow curbs either, because they'll just throw you onto the left side of the circuit. And then don't go too far on the left there, where I'm pointing on the screen with the arrow. That's about where the track limits are. Just keep it on the edge of that green stuff, straight line, and we're going again. Man, that's a lot of words. Right, so here, 50 meter, oh actually no, we're looking at where the red, white, and green strips are on the curb. Brake alongside that, and this is the hardest corner on the track. You can take all of the curb, but sometimes it's hard to say exactly how to take it, but you want to use as much curb as you can without upsetting the car. Here we're using every little bit of the curb that's available, and then easy on throttle, the rear might kick out. Don't go over those yellow sausage curbs or you'll get an invalid lap. Now hopefully you'll have a smooth exit there. It's about carrying as much speed as you can through that chicane, because if you slow down too much you'll have a terrible exit. Here there's also a 100 meter board, but there's also a rubbered line on the track where it gets a little bit darker. You want to brake right on that. Trailing the brake into this second to last corner using all of that curb there. You can run onto that curb on exit. I got a little bit slippy there, and then a gentle touch of the brake, coasting into this final corner. You can use some of that curb there, but don't go wide. Don't touch that sand on exit, or you'll lose probably a tenth. If you just touch it, you might lose half a tenth. You don't want to get onto that sand. Use the curb on exit though, and you're on your way to the finish line. And this lap was a 1 minute 40.16, I think. Yep. I was on for a 1:39.9-ish. I was looking at my delta, but through a couple corners I did see the time drop off, just through some minor mistakes. Otherwise that was a fairly clean lap. Oh, and one more thing. Just before I rendered this video, I remembered that there were requests for me to add pit stop entries to these lap guides. So here is the ideal pit entry braking point for Imola. Okay, now I'll show the hot lap again without me talking over it. Thanks for watching, see you again soon.